boys, today is tomorrow, and Idubbbz, Ethan Klein, and even Destiny are in the news because Idubbbz has finally returned to Twitter, alright? He's finally returned to the talking, alright? He's no longer hiding behind, the thin veil of not saying names. Now he's pointing out people and saying names. But before we get to the Idubbbz portion of this video, I have to just run down the gauntlet of what's been going on with Destiny and H3H3. Alright, boys, so give me a minute so you actually can understand the Idubbbz clips and tweets at the end, because if I don't, you guys are going to be completely confused. So give me some time so I can actually explain it to you, just like how you need to explain to me why you're not subscribed yet if you're new, and also why have you not liked and commented yet. Yo, you know you liked the video. You're in the fishbowl. You hear that? Yeah, that's the water. All right, brother, you're in the fishbowl. Davy Jones locker. So go ahead and support the channel. But let's get back to the video. I'm gonna be honest here. Ethan Klein has been showing his whole ass over this past couple of days. All right, he has been showing his whole ass. Brother really had skeletons in his closet, and for some reason was calling out other people for the same things he has been doing for years. Because if you guys don't know, I made a video earlier this week and even did a stream on H3H3 calling out Destiny for having what Willie Mack claims to be, I can't say the word because I already know YouTube, but we're going to be chocolate pudding. Yeah, chocolate pudding on his PC. Now, of course, the memes started going out and everything, and of course, Destiny came out saying, no, I don't have chocolate pudding, but obviously I can't get into the details of what I do have from this Rose person, seeing that, their communications were between whenever she was 17, allegedly, and from what Destiny's alleging here, between 17 and 18. So maybe some videos he had were from whenever she was 18. I don't know. All right, I'm not Destiny. Don't look at me. I'm not his keeper. But of course, this man was denying that he had COD points on his PC. And he basically has said that Willie Mack kind of took what he was saying out of context, even though if you read what he said, he never denied having chocolate pudding on his computer. Whenever Willie Mack tried to ask him, he was just saying, I need to keep evidence for the court case, which I guess, yeah, but also if it's, COD points, I'm like, brother, you don't need to keep that. That is not yours. But obviously, Destiny denied that it was COD points and that no one knows what's on his PC. Yeah, that's the scary part. We don't.
Okay, let me be clear on a few things, okay? One, I do not have any of the material that these guys think CSAM, whatever the fuck else, on my computer, okay? Number one. Number two, all right, I didn't send any of this. There was no child stuff like that ever sent to fucking Willie Mack, okay? Number two, it's not like he censored anything or anything like that, okay? Number three, if you want to interpret my messages in the worst way possible, and you want to, and that's going to be the basis for some FBI call, listen, I don't give a fuck. If you think that it's illegal and you've called the FBI, I don't even care that Willie Mack did that, okay? I think that arguably, you could even say oh, sure, maybe it's a responsible thing to do, whatever. That's totally fucking fine. If you think that I'm paying $95,000 a month to my current law firm to ignore every single thing that they're telling me about everything that's related to this case, you are fucking cooked, and you're more than the fucking write-ups that Pisco was blasting about the three litigants that you are that you have fucking lawsuits against, Casey, Tron, Frogan, and everybody else. Okay, absolutely, fuck you retarded. All right, if you want to do all this, you want to report whatever, fucking fine. I don't care. People call the FBI all the time anyway. If you think you're doing some novel thing, go for it. But the fact that you would then publish a video on it. Again, I don't want to dive into the intricacies of all this, but you must understand that by doing that, you are literally undermining every single thing that you are attempting to do. Why the fuck would you publish a video on that? You must understand how beyond fucking stupid that is. If everything that you were alleging was true, how fucking retarded would that be? Why would you do that? Why would you ever do this? This is so stupid. So the idea that there's any concern or care here for anybody, or that you're trying to do the right thing, it's completely undermined and completely, totally obliterated on all of this. It's literally just farming for content, for farming engagement, to try to get me, I guess, swatted again or whatever.
So obviously that came out, top right hand corner if you guys haven't seen that. So he streamed the first video that H3H3 on his podcast channel, H3H3 Podcast, made against Destiny. And it was mostly him just going over the Willie Mack video and, giving some, I guess, legal advice, quote unquote, to Destiny, just saying, delete. But obviously, H3H3, for some reason, he has this hate motive for Destiny. I don't even know what Destiny did to him, other than the whole entire, Hassan should be killed. You know, he said that on the stream because Hassan said that Hila was a valid target. But other than that, I don't know what Destiny did to H3H3 for him to hate him this much. Like, at all. But he started poking fun of Destiny on Twitter, or I guess Instagram. And instead of, you know, Ethan Klein having this squeaky clean record, I think we already know he does not. Alright, he does not. And a lot of things have been coming out. So much shit to where even Idubbbz even hopped inside of the pig pen and started rolling around in the mud with them. Because many videos started coming out. One was H3H3's dad. Let's just say he was basically not even accused, admitted to doing the exact same thing, except for worse than what Destiny was being accused of. Because his dad actually fucked a 16-year-old. Like, H3H3's mother. At least Destiny, he was accused of having Chinese pizza. This man's dad basically said, okay, yeah. So what if your mom was 16 and I was in my early 20s? And sue me.
Buttons are open.
Oh my goodness, I was 16 years old here.
Wow, look at you guys here.
Dad's 21 and I'm 16.
Dude, if that happened today, bro, you would not.
Oh, I know.
Trouble.
I know.
Look
21 and 16.
Well, you know what? I was more mature than he was.
Look,
Well, I believe that. I
that's
actually
still
do
the
believe
case.
that.
But look at her. I mean, she
San
looks
Francisco.
like she just came off the cover of
Dude, 21 and
Cosmopolitan.
16. Were you guys having
None of Your Business.
What?
Let's fucking go. Did you guys,
Not
feel the
till
deal?
she was 18.
Yeah.
Not till she was
course.
18.
We were in love.
Almost.
Oh, you lie.
That's so crazy. Yeah, you could not do that today. I mean,
No.
that would be just like, whoa there,
Yeah.
buddy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that came out, which was already a pretty bad look for someone that's extremely anti, people, or I don't know what's the word for whenever they're teenage? I don't know. But for someone that has been extremely anti whatever the hell Destiny's been doing, this man has had a lot of skeletons in his closet. And he even called out Abba and Preach because Destiny gave context to one of the DMs that got leaked of him, having sexually charged conversations with a 26-year-old woman. But H3H3 tried to point it in a more devious light by trying to make it seem like this person was underage whenever they weren't at all. And just because Abba and Preach, they shared the actual age of the woman in those DMs with Destiny, for some reason now they're defending Destiny because they added context to his video where he was taking random DMs without even verifying the person's age and blasting it on the internet.
So they just start reading off his chats with this alleged 17-year-old, according to them.
Now, I'm going to warn you guys. This is going to make you want to die. So he's talking with her. She said, gotta watch it on mute. He sent her a video. Gotta watch it on mute. Family and kids all over the place here in our house. He said, yes, ma'am. And then he said, if you can, give me a discreet vid of your little feets. But also, it's definitely doing a little age play here. Can I see your little feets? A secret video of your feet?
Little bit.
Okay, you guys ready?
Now, I'm not going to let him say the whole part without you guys having the greater context. They're trying to allege this is something involving an underage person, but this is with someone who's 26 years old. So when they see little feet, they're just attributing to the fact that Destiny's talking to like a child or something like that, or someone who's underage, but it's a 26-year-old woman.
She says to him, my parents are super, super strict. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't go there. Don't talk to me. So when you're like, oh, my parents don't let me do anything fun, it's like, oh, you're a kid. His response is this, and I will read it verbatim. He says, well, it would be so hot to drive you home from a date and make you me off in the car. I'd love to send you inside your parents' house after making you swallow a full load from me.
He knew she was a child and liked it.
He knew he was a child and liked it. Mind you, this is a 26-year-old. And people are like, well, what kind of 26-year-old lives with their parents? Immigrants. A lot. I know girls in their 30s, they're not allowed to leave their parents' house. Even though they go to Miami and they be and fucking, they don't leave their parents' house until they're married.
I left at 24. My sister left at 32.
So then after they put up that video with that clip in there, H3H3 put up this Instagram post of Abba and Preach basically talking about how some people go after 18, 19-year-olds because they are basically 16, 17-year-old mentally. And he captioned it, Abbo, why did you defend Destiny? Even if you want to believe he didn't know she was 17, he found out November 2024. He's clearly sexually obsessed with underage girls. There are so many clips. Man, you literally cannot ignore or deny this. Bro, we have that same smoke for his dad, though. I'm just saying here, chat, if you feel so strongly about this, you got to keep the same smoke for your own family members. You can't be giving out two different legal systems. Oh, dad fucked the 16-year-old and I was their child. Fine. Destiny fucks a 16-year-old. Disgusting. It's like, no, they're both disgusting. If you think one is disgusting, they're both disgusting. All right. You can't be out here saying your dad doing it. That's fine. Actually, bro, it's good on you. I'm saying you can't be this hypocritical, my man. Like, you cannot be this hypocritical. Don't worry, we're gonna get into some more skeletons in his closet and, you know, some more of Idubbbz post. But this is the video that he linked to his Instagram post.
I think the reason why they keep yarping on, like, a dude who obsesses with a girl being 18 or 19 is probably not going to care if she's 16, 15, 14. You know, to them, there's not a difference other than they can go to jail. So am I surprised? No. Why would you harp so hard on a girl being 18, 19 if you didn't care? Look, you don't care if she's 16. Be honest. You're going to say, hey, socially. But it doesn't make sense. Because at the end of the day, the mindset of an 18, 19-year-old is probably going to be very close to the mindset of a 16, 17-year-old, 15-year-old. It's not going to be that much difference. Pretending otherwise is a cat. So you in your late 30s trying to talk to these, like, they the same shit, but you going for it for that reason. That's why when you found out she was 16, you didn't go like, yo, get this out of here. What do you say? Well, you know, in Canada, bro.
I'll put Canada into this.
What 30-year-olds do I know in Canada who are trying to holler at 16-year-olds? If it might be, like, you guys are so weird.
You're fucking dealing with a minor. You're fucking dealing with a minor.
You guys are weirdos.
That's weirdo. That's
but
weirdo.
It's not abnormal that these guys want to go for these girls because, like, they're the most malleable and the most influential. Like, you see teenagers, they're weirdos. They just are. Yeah. You got nothing to talk to them about. But the good thing is they're fresh, right? And they're easily, like, malleable to whatever you want them to be. So these guys are just weirdos. That's what it comes down to. But do I have huge thoughts about this? No.
So yeah, this man has basically been having a hate boner against Abba and Preach for a while now. I'm like, hell, that video literally is them talking about how they think it's weird for people to go after 18, 19-year-olds, but also they're defending Destiny against false allegations of him actually being a sexual predator to people underage. Those are people overage. 18, 19-year-old, they still think it's weird. But again, it's still legal, so they really have no course of saying, oh, you're this horrible person, because how? It's like saying someone that gets filthy rich off of, I don't know, child labor in China. Oh, you're a horrible person. It's like, hey, man, I'm not the one that's allowing this in China to happen. It's like, what? I don't make the rules. I just profit off of it. Obviously, you can say that that is a very shitty thing to do without also saying that they also kill the children whenever they turn 18 to make sure that they can't run away and tell the stories. Like, especially if that doesn't happen and you're just spreading lies like, you know, H3 did on his podcast about trying to make this person seem underage when they weren't. Like, my guy, like, my man, that is something that we can call out. Like, you don't have a right to just start slandering people. Even if they did do something wrong, you just have to tell the facts. You saying this person uses child labor, we can all agree that's bad. But then you saying, oh, they also slaughter the kids. It's like, but they don't. Why are you lying? We already agree that morally they're in the wrong, but obviously there's nothing we can do until laws are passed. But after that, he went on posting about Destiny again. I'm assuming he's going back to ignoring Abba and Preach, because he went back to posting Destiny. He posted this on his Instagram account saying, "It's true. I am terrified to debate Destiny. My hands are trembling as I type this Destiny. If you're watching my latest video, doubling down on Destiny live on your stream, then you can come on my show and explain everything I got wrong. This is the same stipulation I gave Hassan." And essentially, Destiny did watch his whole entire video on his stream, basically just Ryan Beer's video on Destiny. He gave context to a lot of the clips that they were, posting in there. And basically he said that a lot of this was taken out of context, clipped out of context, yada, yada, yada. These are 14-year-old clips. So if you are a DGG-er, he cleared his name. If you're not a DGG-er, I mean, like, it's basically the same thing for you. You don't care. You don't care at all. But going along with the whole, misunderstanding and misrepresenting things, H3H3 was called out by the original person who made the original Destiny video that he was using in his second video, Ryan Beard, saying, "It's frustrating having Ethan misinterpret some of my clips. I never argued that Destiny was saying it's okay to sleep with 14-year-olds. So as you can see, the second video that H3H3 made on Destiny was more or less just a slander piece. I'm like, let's just call it what it is. He wanted to slander Destiny. Again, all this man did was try to back up, don't get me wrong, in one of the worst ways, try to back up Ethan Klein in his fight with Hassan. And for some reason, Destiny got hit with this whole allegation where now Ethan Klein is just taking these clips out of context for no reason at all because he easily gets called out for them. And his only, I guess, rebuttal is, what if they were kids though? But they weren't. What if this is what he meant, but he didn't mean it that way? And plus, we're going to get into it. Ethan Klein has a lot more skepticism in his cause other than his father. But continuing on, don't worry boys, we're rounding the corner to the Idubbbz part of this whole entire video. But first off, we gotta get this down because this is what's really needed for the context, alright? Because H3H3 had an old Reddit account. And on this old Reddit account was very disgusting jokes, alright? If he wants to call them that, alright? Jokes and comments he made throughout his Reddit history that someone was able to dig up. And once I tell you guys the name of this account, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, this man Ethan needs to shut the up. Bro, shut the up. You cannot be talking. Like, don't get me wrong, all the way up until here I was just trying my best to be like, all right, maybe Ethan just, he's just not doing his research or some shit. No, at this point it's just like, bro, you got too many skeletons in your closet to be talking. Because whenever someone found this Reddit account of his and started, posting it on the internet and confirming it's H3H3, he went to his Instagram account saying, "My friends, I have a terrible confession to make. Yes, it is true. My 15-year-old Reddit account was identified by using a doxing website that lists a history of all emails and passwords that have been leaked in illegal data breaches. A post last night was made on the Snark subreddit by the person who obtained this information. With Reddit's help, this person was able to disseminate this illegally and maliciously obtained information to a community whose sole purpose is to harass me, my family, and my employees. In doing so, some terrible revelations were made. 1. Yes, my account username was Troll, made a few bizarre and edgy attempts at being funny. It was common on Reddit 15 years ago to create thematically named troll accounts to post silly things from. The method was to have Redditors read something crazy, then check the username and realize it was a goof. You can see evidence of this on most of the posts made in character. These troll stories include anecdotes that clearly never happened, including a story that references my children who were born 10 years later. Further evidence of this is simply that I was self-promoting my YouTube channel while doing these parody posts. I knew I was personally identifiable. The entire time I was trying to be funny, people would look at my account and discover my YouTube channel. I was not ashamed of it then, and I am not ashamed of it now. Embarrassed? Yes. On par with cringing at my own YouTube videos? 2. Yes, there were a few posts of me being a Zionist Jewish supremacist, which includes me mostly arguing with someone calling Israel Nazi Germany. In totality, about 95% of the posts were about StarCraft 2, or self-promoting my YouTube channel. I have nothing to hide and nothing to apologize for. And remember, folks, joking about is not the same as having it on your computer. I'm like, bro, those jokes were literally on your computer. But I'm like, this man is now trying to move the goalposts because he was calling out, Destiny in his video where he was reacting to the Ryan Beard video, but for, making jokes. But then here we are. Now he's moving the goalposts. Oh, he actually has it. Whenever Destiny now finally denies having it. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know. I'm not Destiny, all right? I don't leave that man's house. But Destiny has denied having any Chinese pizza on his computer. So now we're just sitting here just watching this man blow up his whole entire fucking empire on some bullshit. Like, chat, all he had to do was just ignore Destiny. Or whenever the Willie Mac video came out, he was just like, wow, if Destiny does have that, that's gross. Bro, what the f is wrong with you? And then just ignore it. But for some reason, now he's on this crusade to try to destroy Destiny, like how he's trying to destroy Hassan. And I'm just sitting here like, what did Destiny do to this man? Like, did he fuck Hila? Like, I don't understand, chat. Like, I really don't understand. This man in his own post is talking about how misinformation is being spread on the internet with no, true base in reality, right? No one has any real proof that he was doing anything to his children because he made a post on Reddit 15 years ago. And people are harassing him, his wife, and, his employees as he's helping other people in other snark Reddits harass Destiny and his family and his employees. Like, you guys get the hypocrisy, right? Like, if you really think that Destiny did something wrong, all right, let the police investigate it. And if they come up saying he did something wrong, they will arrest him. If they think he didn't do anything wrong, they won't arrest him. But that's not for you to have this online vigilanteism to be like, no, he did it, and we have to continuously harass him until he is either in jail. And if he somehow the charge gets dropped and he's not a pedo, then I still think he should be in jail. And so we should continue to harass him, right? You guys see this hypocrisy, right? I don't understand why he's doing this at all. Like, there's zero reason for H3H3 to be this hypocritical. He's literally gone through this exact same thing with Hassan and his crew, and even Idubbbz that everyone defended him against that he's now doing towards Destiny. All because Destiny made a joke, not even at his expense. He was trying to run defense for H3H3. Don't get me wrong, it was a really bad defense, alright? And I will say it did hurt their cause. But I will say it was a misguided attempt at somehow rallying people against Hassan. And now we get into the Idubbbz portion of the video today, boys. Because this man logged onto Twitter finally after months of being AFK. And he got himself a nice little present from Dexterito. Basically them showing that people have dug up old Reddit, or I guess the troll account that I already talked about, and they showed some of the screenshots from, H3H3's old Reddit account, and he retweeted it and said, "It's my character. I'm the people troll. I come out, I make pedophilic comments all over Reddit." And he has Danny DeVito there. As I sit here and I read this, I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, why didn't you find this information, Idubbbz? You were the one that wanted to make a whole content comp on H3H3. And I would say this is like hard hitting right here. All right, this would have been some good journalism. You was really pounding the pavement for this information. But some random snark account found this shit. Your ass was just sitting there. And now you want to reap the benefits? Get the fuck out of here. So, of course, H3H3 put on his Instagram account saying, "Hey, N-word guy, take the back seat on this one." Which, I'm gonna be honest with you, you need to take your own advice. You also need to sit in the back. Both of y'all need to sit back there and shut the fuck up. Neither one of y'all need to speak. We're giving this to the H3H3 snarks. Alright, you don't get to get any benefits from this. But of course, he went on to his Twitch. Alright, boys. As soon as this information came out, he went on to stream and he started gloating like, yeah, I knew some bull about to come out from them. It's just, oh my, get this guy out of here. Get this guy out of here. This man he was jubilant on that stream. Boy, he was about to start tapping them little toes together. He was so happy.
I think this is a good time to talk about something. I think you might know what we're talking about. No, we're not talking about Pedro Pascal. We're talking about... what's his name again? Pedo Troll. Is it Pedo Troll or Troll Pedo? I always forget.
How the hell you forget? It just happened the other day. I'm pretty sure this was within like an hour or two of this information came out. He got on stream. Talking about something. I forget. How? How bad is your memory? Well, he continues on, all right? This man continues on because he had a whole stream segment around this, all right, chat? So we got ourselves some nice, good content.
I think it's Pedo Troll. No idea at all? Hey, listen, I wouldn't blame you if you had no idea. So here's the deal. There's this creator who posted on their, what is this, their Instagram? This strange person on their Instagram admitted to having an account called, can we get confirmation on that? Is it Pedo Troll or Troll?
Bro, fucking read. This is the worst streamer ever. Chat, I will say I am the best streamer ever, and I am just untapped recognition. But goddamn, I can tell, like, some people just shouldn't be allowed to have an internet connection strong enough to stream, because this is a whole... Who watches this? Who watches this? Chat, I swear to God, if one of you guys come out here and says, I unironically like watching the Idubbbz stream, we gotta fight. Alright, we gotta fight it out. Alright. You're getting jumped out of the fishbowl. Alright, you're not part of the gang anymore. Motherfucker literally has the whole entire, like, information in front of him, and he refuses to read it. Like, look at this man struggle. This man is so illiterate to where he has to call out to his wife for information that is right in front of him.
Anissa, is it Troll P? She might be listening to music. It's Pedo Troll. So, yeah, there's an account on Reddit, allegedly. All of this is alleged. But this is some sort of like, it says, my friends, I have a terrible confession. It's true. My 15-year-old Reddit account was identified. And it says, yes, my account username, Pedo Troll, made a few bizarre and edgy attempts at being funny. It was common on Reddit 15 years ago to create a thematically named troll account to post silly things from. The method was to have Redditors read something crazy, then check the username and realize it was a goof. Blah, blah, blah. The part that really stands out to me, though, in all of this is I was not ashamed of it then, and I'm not ashamed of it now. Interesting. I'm not ashamed of it. Interesting. Embarrassed? Yes. Actually, it's embarrassed. Embarrassed? Yes. On par with cringing at my old YouTube videos. Well, I think... Thank you, Anonymous Gifter. I think that probably is something to be ashamed of. I'm certainly ashamed of a lot of the content that I posted online over the years. There was a big apology video about it, actually, because I felt so ashamed for all the things that I had posted. But I gotta say, the troll stuff, yeah, can't say I wouldn't be ashamed of something like that. Nothing to hide, deletes everything.
This man's still talking about that damn apology that no one wanted. Everyone understood that back in the day, or at least we thought we understood back in the day, that his jokes were satirical in nature, and we all thought that, oh no, there was no way he was actually racist. But from some of the tweets that have been coming out from this man, it was looking more and more like, oh, maybe the reason why he was saying this was because maybe he was racist and he finally found the errors of his way. Because, like, again, that apology video was just so weird and out of nowhere whenever everyone thought, well, bro, obviously we don't think you're racist. You were just making jokes. And he was like, oh, no, I was racist. Oh, no, I really was. I just don't think he admits it to himself yet at this point. Because, like, the only reason why you would have such a knee-jerk reaction to watching your old videos is if you thought, oh, wait, I did have some very, off-colored thoughts back in the day that were very negative about people. These really weren't jokes that I was just telling in satirical nature for my character on YouTube. But yeah, he's probably never going to be talking about that anytime soon, boys. So, let's continue on with the clip. He continues on.
Yeah. Anyway, you need to be cautious as you are going around online because you do not want to get captured. You won't want to get you wouldn't want to find yourself face to face with Troll. And for anyone curious why I'm covering Troll, it's because, you know, the username is Troll. Yes, that is the username. It says it right here on this guy's story. It says, yes, my account username was Troll. But yeah, because this character isn't leaving me alone, I guess I have to make it my part of my brand to talk about this creature, this character. It's too insane to not talk about. I agree. I don't want to make it my entire brand, but you know, we got to give it some attention now and again, you know. It's very interesting. Very interesting. There's some other stuff there. You can obviously go and search it and read it in its full glory. But, yeah. Not ashamed. Not ashamed. I'm not ashamed. Really creepy, that one. Really creepy. It's okay to be ashamed. Like, there's nothing wrong with saying that you're ashamed with past behavior. You know? It's totally fine.
You know what? There is nothing wrong with being ashamed of your past. And I feel like this, man, H3H3, you just need to learn to take an L, man. This is a huge L. You can't be coming out here talking about how other people are these huge alright, they do all this shit, and then you have a literal Reddit account named Pedo Troll. Brother, you need to do some reflecting, alright? That mirror is right there. You need to stare up in that bitch and just think to yourself, what the hell was I doing? And there's nothing wrong with thinking, what the hell was I doing back then? Because guess what? It only makes you a better man. But denying your past really is just gonna hurt you. Just like how Johnny Somali got hurt. That boy was assaulted. Boys, go ahead and click this video right here to find out how was that boy assaulted. But other than that, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you all tomorrow.